Hello and welcome. You're watching Tech 24. I'm Julia Seeger. Are you looking to change jobs or upgrade your skills? From apps that enable you to test out a future career to highly personalized online courses, the edtech industry is here to help. And when virtual reality is determined to do much more than games, we take a look at VR for good and how this hot new field can contribute to significant social and environmental benefits. But first, 4.5 years. That's the current average amount of time a worker stays at his job, both in the United States and Europe. But that number is changing. The workforce's youngest employees are staying half that time. Chances are millennials will also have to change careers several times in their lives. And today, 93% of them believe seeking new training constantly is crucial. So tech entrepreneurs are now looking for ways to help people adapt to this job-hopping tendency, as Karina Chabour and Alexander Hurst report.
In her 37 years, Camille Migonnet has never set foot in a construction site until now. For a week, this business manager is learning the basics of architecture.
We've got the entryway, a staircase which is going up here, and right now we are on the ground floor.
A demanding profession that requires 6 years of study and then lots of practice. Camille isn't actually going to change careers.
I'm a grown-up. I know that in real life not everything is possible, but that doesn't stop me from living this other life for a week.
Her husband offered her this Immersion week, a birthday gift that cost 300 euros and that he found on the upstart website Vis mon job, or Live my job.
Doing this is satisfying my curiosity, and it's a week away from my normal routine and a peek into another life. It's been fun, pleasant. I'm enjoying it.
A lot of fun, but also a lot of work. Mauro Alauro is not a florist. He's a concierge in a famous Parisian hotel. But thanks to the same website, and for 250 euros a week, he's taking a pause to stop and literally smell the roses.
It's not difficult. You just need a lot of patience. The hours are long. You have to wake up really early.
At 57 years old, he's taking some time while in between jobs to pursue his dream, creating flower arrangements and selling them out of a truck.
You have to keep making bouquets until you get the hang of it.
According to this young florist, it generally takes about 2 years to perfect the art, and her excitement is tempered with a warning.
You've got to get up early. It's cold in the boutique. We always have our hands in water, and 80% of this job is cleaning.
Another risk, a pay cut. But that's not enough to throw cold water on Mauro's budding dream. Like him, half of all workers have already made a career change, a tendency that more and more young entrepreneurs are hoping to profit from, and that's sending startups like Vis mon job into full bloom.
And another way to launch an entirely new career is to enroll in so-called MOOCs, or online courses. And speaking of, this week the Tech 24 team met with Rick Levin here in Paris. He's the former president of Yale University and the CEO of the online learning giant Coursera. Some say their newest skill search tool could do to learning what Netflix has done for TV. Let's take a listen.
We're constantly trying to advance the sort of quality of the interactive experience that our learners have. We're more interactive than Netflix. Netflix is pretty passive. You watch the film. In our case, you watch a video for 5 minutes, get a quiz, move on to the next segment. In a sense, the personalization, in that respect, we are looking more like Netflix or Amazon because we are trying to find, to match people with what they really want. And we have 2,000 courses in our catalog now, and it's not that easy just to search at random through 2,000 course titles. So the more sophisticated our search algorithms can be, and the more we are able to match it up with what we know about what a learner has looked at on our platform and what a learner tells us about him or herself. Very important. So we already send to all of our registered learners a weekly email generated by a machine learning algorithm based on what they've done on our platform to suggest other courses to them. But now we're doing further, and when learners come on board, we ask them several questions about what their interests are and what their objectives are and what their competencies are. And from that, we help to give them a more personalized learning pathway.
And it's time to welcome our in-house expert, Dan and Jay Kadalkar. Hello and welcome, Dan.
Hello, Julia.
You're going to take us on a world tour of the best edtech initiatives. First to India with the online teaching tools created by the company Baiju that have become very popular.
That's right. This company was created in 2011 by Baiju Ravindran. Now, because of the high penetration of mobile phones in India, this company uses mobile phones as an online platform to reach out to as many students as possible. Now, there's a great emphasis on videos, which make for a greater learning experience. As you can see here, there's also there's an interaction between the teachers and the concepts they are trying to teach. So that makes for even interesting, learning experience. And as the company says, they want learning to be addictive, not just fun, not just, for understanding, but it has to be addictive. So that's their emphasis. And the more interesting part is that it has attracted some investment, like big investment from some interesting people or some interesting foundations like the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. They have invested in it. And there are 3 other high-profile investors in this particular project. Now, they use machine learning and data sciences to create this experience.
Now, in the US, Nearpod is also using VR for kids to learn faster.
That's right. They started using VR last year. Now, just imagine someone is giving you a lesson in history and they teach you about pyramids. And then suddenly you have this Google Cardboard in front of you and you just put on it. And as you're listening to the teacher, you're getting a visual experience, the first-hand visual experience of pyramids in 360-degree view. So that's
definitely easier to remember.
Absolutely. It makes a great impact than just listening to words. So that's why Nearpod is now using Google Cardboards to create different virtual experiences. And even before that, even before virtual reality, they were in this business of creating and distributing teaching lessons online and on mobile as well.
And quickly, let's wrap up our world tour with Singapore. There's a company that's tackled an important area of education with college applications.
That's right. This company was created in 2012. It's called Cialfo, and their initial emphasis was on applications of facilitating students' applications in Singapore students' applications in universities in the US and the UK. But now they have created an algorithm that helps students to create the best course according to their personal profiles. And they have also created a platform that allows different people like independent counselors to streamline the application process. So that's their focus.
It's definitely a daunting and complicated process. Thank you so much, Dan. We're going to move on now to Test 24. Many people say virtual reality should now be used for more than just gaming. Techies even believe it can make us better people. As Chris Milk put it in his TED Talk, VR is the ultimate empathy machine, and some hope it will be the moral game changer to help us care about and help groups such as refugees and the homeless. But before we talk about these initiatives to raise awareness about social issues, let's first get into the skin of King Arthur with you, Dan and Jay.
That's right. The Paris-based studio has taken a step further. They want to make the experience go beyond virtual reality into hyper reality. So it's not just about watching videos using a headset, but having something, a physical object in your hand and interacting with the characters in the video. As here you can see, there's the Excalibur sword and you are slaying a dragon. Now it's been done by using opti-tracking technology. There are 5 sensors on this sword, and you do it by using you play using the HTC Vive video. So this is the next step in virtual reality.
And now let's talk about the video created by Smart VR. It's called When I Left, and it's based on a true story of a Syrian refugee.
That's right. This experience is a first-hand experience based on all the interviews that Smart VR Studio did with the Syrian refugee named Ayad. So here, essentially, you are approaching this boat by swimming across the sea, and then if you stop, then you're about to drown. That's why you have to keep on moving your arms and reach the boat. So even the experience of swimming, it's quite powerful and it's quite disturbing, as it is when you are inside a boat and when you are navigating this tiny boat with a number of refugees here, as you can see, and you have to reach the shore, which you see at a distance. So we have heard about the plight of many such refugees who are trying to cross the sea after fleeing the war zones. So it is a very powerful way or powerful medium of making people realize
Right.
what these people are exactly
Right,
going
we can hear children crying, but of course there are some elements that are missing. We can't feel the weather, whether it's cold, if those people are hungry. So there are some elements that could be added as well.
That's right. Hopefully, these Smart VR Studio, they will incorporate all these elements in their future projects.
And now let's talk about another NGO. It's called Action contre la faim, a French NGO that did another video, this time in Bangui.
That's right. It's about the malnutrition that is prevalent in Bangui, in the Central African Republic. So they used 6 GoPro videos. They filmed it there for 1 month. This is inside a hospital. And as you can see in the video that there are a number of malnourished children and doctors are taking care of them. So the idea behind this video, again, this 360-degree video is again to make people realize it with a stronger impact. So, just watching videos, and there's a lot of difference between just watching simple videos and watching it in virtual reality. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I'm sure it's much more than when you watch a virtual reality video. It's not surprising that there has been a stronger impact. As you can see, Action Against Hunger, they look for donations, and using this video, the donations for this particular project for hospitals that treat malnourished children has gone up between 10 to 30%.
So it's a proof that VR can maybe help raise awareness about certain social issues.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dan. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's edition of Tech 24. We're going to leave you with these pictures of Handle, the 2-wheeled, 4-legged creation from Boston Robotics. It's literally like Terminator on wheels. Hope you enjoyed the show, and do stay with us here on France 24.